Okay, with Mattia Nonnis, Red Winds is the feature film, the horror film, winning feature film. What a great idea for this, what a great concept. And I know that making an independent horror film is not the easiest thing to do. So I guess it was a
Yeah.
real, I guess it wasn't, I guess, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult was making this film? 10 being the highest.
Well, I'd say 20 maybe.
Okay, it was that bad.
Yeah, no, it was exciting, but it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard because when you have no money, you have to cover multiple roles. It's not that easy, and you have to find cheap ways and smart ways to make your movie. So it was quite hard, and but it was very exciting. It was such a wonderful experience.
So okay, so tell me, let's talk about the beginning. Like when did you kind of get this idea for this the concept for this film?
Okay, well, usually normal people watch ASMR videos before sleeping, but I watch horror creepypasta videos, and especially those about dark web. And I really wanted to make a story that was related to dark web. In fact, Red Wings is a clear reference to red rooms, these live torture chambers when people watch other people die. And on the other hand, of course, I was inspired by some movies, such as the Saw saga, Hostel. And someone hit the mark in the feedback interview, mentioning Ice White Shot. I took
Like in the
inspiration.
feedback video you got from our festival, right? The
Yeah,
audience.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, someone mentioned Ice White Shot, and yes, Ice White Shot was one of the movies I took most of the inspiration from. The masks, the photography, the colors, and someone mentioned Squid Game, but I started writing Red Wings in late 2020, so Squid Game wasn't out yet. So there's no Squid Game in Red Wings. I think we took inspiration from the same movies, the same works, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, so you got this
There
kind
you
of
go.
idea, you're kind of making like a low budget horror film with like it's like a gimmick film or like there's a this distinct concept. So what's the concept of
Yeah.
this your film?
Well, let's say that, as I said, I wanted to tell a story that was related to dark web, but I wanted to dig deeper. The Red Wings game is basically a metaphor for life. The players are like smashed into this game. They can't escape it. They just have to play, and the voice who's behind the game. We don't know if it's some kind of evil AI or it could be even some kind of demon. We don't know. Just like life, we don't know who's behind the game. We just have to play and hope for the best, just like the players.
Gotcha. All right, so you wrote, so then you guys sat down and kind of started writing the screenplay after
Sorry?
you got the idea. So after you got the idea, you started writing down and got the screen and started writing the screenplay.
Yeah, yeah. I started writing the screenplay, and another thing. At first, in the story, I was thinking more of a mm, classic poker match played in a horror way, let's say. But then the idea of creating my own game popped into my mind. I wanted my cards and my rules. The Red Wings had to be my game. And yes, then I started writing the screenplay, and then we started shooting in late 2021. It was,
Okay.
mm, it took almost, yeah, more or less 3 years to from the pre-production to the final product.
Okay, so then tell me about the production. So basically, you said you got a theater where you can film it.
Yeah, yeah, it's the public theater here in Serrenti, and I asked the mayor if I could use it. They were excited because I think that no one ever shot a film here in Serrenti, so it was exciting, and they gave us the theater for filming, and I gathered the crew, I found the actors, and we started shooting.
Okay, so
And
just tell me where, like, this is in Italy. Where exactly in Italy is this? Like, what area?
Sardinia is there's two main islands in Italy, which are Sicily and Sardinia. Sardinia is like in the middle of the sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, just below
Okay.
Corse.
And then how many people live there?
In Sardinia, let's say 1.5 million people.
All right, so
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
pretty big.
yeah.
Okay. And then what do people do? Like, what's the capitalistic, like, what do people do for a living? What is the resource, the job? What do
Well, let's
people?
say that the main source of job here in Sardinia is tourism. We have very beautiful cities and landscape as well, and the countryside, the mountains. Yes, we mainly live of tourism. I think like in every part of Italy in general. Let's say that every piece of Italy has something to offer. And yeah, so we offer especially sea tourism.
Gotcha. So in Sorrenti, how many people live in Sorrenti?
5,000 people, a
Okay,
small
so
town.
small town, and the
Yeah,
mayor
yeah,
the
small
mayor
town.
owns the theater. Like, oh, sorry, the city owns the theater. So then you have to actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why they were so excited to give us the
Yeah,
theater. They don't use it that much, and it's a pity because it's a really good theater, and it was an amazing set. And it was perfect for Red Wings. But this red curtains everywhere, red seats, and this kind of theater ambience would perfectly fit the movie. People watching a show.
gotcha. All right, so six people play a game, and then it's a gambling game, and then every card can either have great significance or it could be a death sentence.
Yeah.
So it's almost like Russian roulette in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, it's a mix of poker and Russian roulette.
So you're
It's
using the modern gambling kind of like, I don't know how gambling is in Italy, but people betting on football and a lot
yeah,
of sports
yeah,
people, yeah, because it's huge
yeah.
in America, right? It's gigantic. It's like,
Yeah, here as well. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of gambling in the sport field,
yeah.
especially yeah, like you, I imagine.
Is
Like,
it legal? Is gambling legal in Italy?
yeah, but you have to respect some rules. I think that you can play a poker match on your own and bet is my I don't know but there are some restrictions about
Okay.
it. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So you got this theater, so then where did you get, what about the actors? Where did you get the actors?
The actors, most of them, it was the first experience for them. They were not actual actors,
Okay.
but I kind of liked it because they were so nervous when we started shooting, and people watching them, cameras. and most of the tension they gave us in their performance it's real. Like the players, they were just smashing the game, and they were playing, and so I knew them, I knew their personality, I knew that each of them would fit the role, and I was 100% sure they would have done great, and they did.
Gotcha.
So,
And then, okay, then what about the rest of your crew? Where did you get the, like, it's like small town. This is the
yeah.
first time someone's making a film. Where did you get the rest of your crew?
Yeah, let's say that some people were part of my family. My cousin was the both the producer, production, and costume designer,
Yeah.
and mm, I was surrounded by many talented people, and I knew that, but they 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 were able to surprise me because I knew they were great, but they surprised me. They were excited. They loved my idea, and they joined me to this adventure.
Gotcha. And then so like what like did you make a film before? Did you make like a short film before this film?
Yes, I made a short film, but it was, let's say, more a school project. Um, when I was attending the cinema academy in Bologna,
Okay.
and the final exam, let's say, was this short film, and yes, it was more a school project. Let's say that Red Wings is my first real project,
So what
even if.
what drove you to do this? Like what drove you to like make this feature film and
Well, yeah, I had this idea in mind, and I was so anxious to bring it to life. I said to myself, I don't want to wait. Uh, I want to do this. I found the crew, I found the actors, I found the locations to shoot in, and I wanted to do that. And so Red Wings was born.
you had like according to your blog interview, you had like breaks in between. So you just didn't shoot it like in a consecutive time. You basically shot it in
Yeah.
batches.
Yeah, we started shooting, as I said, in late 2021, but there were some breaks because, I couldn't hold people up too much because, the low budget, I couldn't pay them. So there were breaks between among all the days of shooting. Yeah, and that was one of the hardest parts because it took more time and the post-production was delayed. And as I said in the in the blog interview, the post-production wasn't any easier because I had to deal with it by myself and yes, with my co-editor. But many times I had to stay up all night to, you know, um, shorten the times of editing. The day wasn't enough.
Gotcha. So and then the day there never is, right? So the day is never enough. But you
Yeah.
also said you didn't want to like you like these people who are are volunteering their time and but
Yeah.
you didn't want to keep them for too long, but you also as soon as you shoot the actors, like you need them for the rest of the film, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was yeah, it was quite hard because they were maybe they had different haircuts, and so I had to check if
Yeah,
the
continuity.
haircuts was yeah, yeah. So they were great because they tried until we finished shooting. They tried to not modify too much their look. So
Yeah.
they were very professional, even if they weren't paid. So that they behave like real actors, and it was great.
So you're like you said, post production took a long time, but where you're looking through the footage, are you like it's like you're not going to get it's rule number one of filmmaking. You're not going to get everything you want, right? So
Yeah,
basically, you're
yeah.
go ahead.
Let's say that some parts weren't not as I imagined them, but let's say that in the edit, I found a new way to make it work.
Yeah,
And some parts, I think that became even better than I thought because during the edit, a lot of things happen. You can, you know, move the clips. You can use the audio as you want. So there's a lot going on in the edit, and a lot of things, many ideas just came up during this process.
so how like you were you was anybody helping you in the edit at all, or was it just you?
Yeah, it was me and my colleague, and which was also the director of photography, and he helped me with the edit as well. But as I said, most of time I had to manage it on my own because I was alone, and you know, asking him to work on the project for like 12 hours a day was too
Yeah,
much. So he helped me so much, but some parts I had to deal with them on my own. Yeah.
gotcha. And then is he from the same town that you were from? That your
Yeah,
DP
yeah, yeah,
brother?
yeah. Yeah,
So
we're
he like
neighbors.
oh your neighbor, so he's passionate
Yeah.
about filmmaking too.
Yeah, yeah, and now we're colleagues because I'm one of the co-founders of a collective of video makers. We're three, and he's also one of us, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we work together. And but let's say that this collective, which is Three Light Studios, was born after Red Wings.
Okay.
So let's say that Red Wings sparkled that passion inside us
And
of making
who's the third
something together.
member? Who's the third member?
It's a girl, which is my cousin. Yeah, and we've been working for almost 3 years now. Yeah, since the yeah the movie was shot. So yeah, roughly 3 years.
Gotcha. And then okay, so you did the like the sound too, the sound like the sound
Yeah.
design too.
Yeah, yeah, the sound design was I yes, I sound design and the music, everything. As for the music, I kind of mix some horror ambiances and created something new. Some parts I produced them myself, some small pieces of the soundtrack.
Yeah,
And so let's say that the Red Wings audio was a huge mix of things, mix of sounds and horror ambiances, and that was important because nobody speaks in the movie except of the voice,
yeah,
and this has a meaning. I wanted to create anxiety. If you don't speak, to people. If someone doesn't speak, it's like you don't have a real contact with them. And it was a way to dehumanize the human figure. It's like the only thing that has the right to speak there is this voice. In fact, in the feedback video, someone mentioned the man versus machine thing. And yeah, that's one of the main themes of Red Wings.
Gotcha. And then, so the person who did the voice, you just did that after in post production. You just brought them in and like they did the voice.
Yeah, yeah. The voice, it's a Canadian woman which who lives here in Sardinia. Um, she's been living here for many years, and she was a friend of my colleague, the co-editor.
He's an
And
actor, or
no, she maybe when she was young, she made something in theater.
yeah,
I'm like she mentioned something, but she's not an actor. She did great. I liked her voice for
yeah.
from the first moment.
But what is she like a
Is
Canadian? I'm Canadian. What is she doing in Sardinia? Where does she? What's her regular day? Like, does she have a job, or like I'm just
she?
curious.
Yeah, she's an English teacher,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
but for most of the time, let's say that she takes care of this village she created along with her husband. She's
Okay.
like some kind of eco village. They host people there, and let's say that it's her first job. The English teacher thing,
Yeah,
it's comes after.
gotcha. Well, that's cool. That didn't because obviously that's key. That voice is the key to your film in many ways, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The voice is. I wanted to make at first a completely mute movie, but then I thought, no, it is too much. I need something. I need someone to speak. And then I came up with this voice thing, a voice that not only explains what's happening, but it's
Yeah,
actually controlling the game. Let's say that the real villain, it's obviously the voice.
yeah. So this is like this guy. This has like sequel potential, right? This has like a
Yeah,
franchise potential.
yeah. I'm thinking more of a reboot than a sequel. And I'm thinking more of a TV series
Like the origin
with a real
story of Red Wind, Red Winds.
well, let's say that I'd like to change some things. And I think that Red Wings, this structure works because it's a movie. Well, it's a feature film, but it's not too long. And I think that the idea at the moment works because it's not a so long movie. But in a view of a TV show, I'd like to change some things. But there's a lot to explore because, as we said, as we saw in the movie too, there's much more. What we saw is just a small part of Red Wings, and we just saw one of the shows, but there's plenty of them. We see it in the commercial part when the voice talks about 100 shows, and that then there's more, and I'd like to explore this world. But
Yeah,
I doubt it will be my next project.
sure, of course.
Uh, I need a break from Red Wings. I wanted I want to focus on
Yeah.
other things, on other projects
But there's like a
first.
religious undertone too, right, with your film?
I'm sorry?
There's like a religious undertone with your film too, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Let's say that the priest is one of the things that's more related to religion, but is not the only one. Let's say that mm, all this game, all the people who work here and who watch the game act like a cult. Even the players, a feature that I've always wanted to introduce in the movie was the fact that players just accept passively everything that they're told to.
yeah,
The voice says, "Okay, you're gonna die," and they're like, "Okay." They accept that, except of player five that tries to escape. But
yeah,
I think that it was more a deep deep inside he knew that he had no chance. It was just desperate, less desperate try to to survive. But you know that they accept passively everything about this game. So they all act like a cult,
yeah.
both players, audience, and stuff.
But then you're using tarot cards too, right? Like they're the cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The tarots, some tarot cards, yeah, because let's say that Red Wings it's a is a mix of different games. There's poker, there's Russian roulette, as you said,
Yeah,
and that's well, tarots are not a game, but I took inspiration from them.
yeah.
Um,
Well, it's like this
I
spirituality, like there's a purpose, right? Like everybody's kind of looking for something.
Yeah, yeah. As I said before, this game is strongly related to the philosophy of life.
Yeah,
Uh, Everything that it's kind of spiritual some way. Because as I said, just like in life, bad things could happen, good things could happen. And sometimes you're in luck, sometimes you're not, and you don't know when you have to play. This red light is that chooses each player is like destiny.
yeah,
Uh, when you're chosen, you have to play your game.
yeah. So, okay, so then like the masks, did you create the masks yourself?
My cousin, yes. Yeah, my cousin.
That's-
We worked on we worked together on the idea of the aesthetic of the masks, but she made them real, and she did a great job. Uh, I decided to use the masks because I think they have a strong psychological impact when you watch a person when you can see a person's expressions, it could be kind of unsettling. So I've always liked this idea of wearing a mask in horror movies because it looks very unsettling. You can interpret the the villain intentions. So I like this idea, and the masks are very important in Red Wings, and they kind of dehumanize the human figure, as I was saying before, and that's another feature that you know enforces this concept. to you don't know if they're human or not because they don't look human. They are so cruel that you even doubt they're human. They just watch people dying for fun. So this mask hiding their faces, I think that enforces this concept.
And then like it's a great poster you have. Like it's a great movie poster. Did you create it yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
The let's say that that's me wearing the mask, and a friend of mine, which is a graphic designer, helped me creating it. And yes, I wanted something simple, but that simple but explicative. I wanted to something simple that represents the entire movie.
Well, fantastic. And it's like someone mentioned Eyes Wide Shut, right? So the mask are
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
movie came out before you were born. I don't did you I'm assuming you watched it though. Eyes Wide
Well,
Shut.
well, I know, I watch many. I like, let's say, the old cinema.
Yeah. Funny because
I
I remember watching the opening night of Eyes Wide Shut. I remember being there in the
okay, so you witnessed it firsthand.
yeah, and it had mixed feelings when it came out, when it first came out, and there was the anticipation because Kubrick just passed away. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise and went away, and Nicole Kidman went away for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's it's kind of cursed movie. It's very weird
But it
and
holds up now. It's like it's got a shelf life. It's like it's gonna stand the test of time because it's got some really interesting themes to it, right? Like even your film, like it's
yeah.
got like but sorry, anyways, but the reference of the mask, it's very
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
wide.
yeah, sure. Yes, yeah, it's they're very related. Um, I think that this it's a very mysterious movie, Ice White Shot, and that influenced me so much. I wanted to give the same tone to Red Wings, this
Yeah,
rich people hiding from the clear surface, the clear
yeah,
world, the surface world, and yeah, let's say that that they have many themes in common.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that film again because it took them 2 years to make it, and then it's just like it's. But no,
Yeah,
I
I
like
watched
got.
last time I watched it, it was like I think a few months ago because it is one of my favorite music
Oh, okay.
favorite films ever. So I
Yeah.
like to rewatch it many, many times.
All right, man. Well, I think it's a for a first film, and I know these are not. This is very difficult to make, and it's very stressful, and it's put a lot
Yeah.
told to you. But you got it done, and you're
Yeah.
talking about it now, and it's like you got that feature film under your belt, and you're ready to
Yeah.
go, right?
Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the
Yeah, you should
people
be.
who helped me. And I'm so glad that my movie was appreciated. So thank you. Thank you so
People,
much.
here's the thing, people give up, right? Along the way. And it's like, because
Yeah.
it's things are tough, right? It's stressful. I'm sure there's a couple moments of crying. You don't have to say that,
Yeah.
but basically, I understand. And basically, and then it's easy to give up, right? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, but you did it. So, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Yeah, let's say that this year it's there's a lot going on,
Yeah.
and in May or June, we're planning to shoot a documentary and a music video, and late this year we'll be shooting a short film. I'm not the author. I'll be directing it. I'm not the author. But it's a new start. But as I said in the blog interview, I don't know what my big next move will be. Of course, I will need a budget to
Yeah,
do that. No more, no money, no budget films. No, I learned a lot of things from this movie, and one of them is that you need a budget to
yeah,
do what you have to do, but if you are creative, you can find smart ways
yeah,
to make a movie yourself. Even if you have no money,
yeah.
so
All right, on that
never give
note,
up.
I wish you the ultimate best of success. Let's talk again when we showcase another film of yours, and good luck with everything. I hope the movie does well.
Okay, thank you.